The Tennessee basketball squad bounces back tonight with what I think is a pretty gutsy win on what early on was maybe not their best night, but they kept fighting, they kept battling, got it to overtime, got it to double overtime, and then things happen, and Tennessee comes out with a much needed win tonight as well to move to 2-2 in SEC play. Frank, House of Orange TV, make sure you hit the like, the share, that subscribe on the night. Again, I'm pretty happy with this win tonight, and it's a team, it is a team that can be frustrating. Let's make no mistakes about that. But, on a night like tonight, I mean, the things that stood out to me, obviously, number one, 60 rebounds to 35, Tennessee to Texas A&M. They absolutely killed Texas A&M on the boards. And you got to think that's what kept them in it tonight as well. I mean, you look at the total boards there, second chance points based on that 22-5 for Tennessee. That's, again, in a 5-point game, you look at what you can here. That's one of them. Another one, something that's really been an issue a lot of the years, free throw shooting. They went 31 of 42 tonight compared to 21 of 32 for Texas A&M, 74%. We'll take that for Tennessee based on some of these percentages that we've seen along the way. I mean, you had almost three guys with double-doubles tonight. Boswell had 13 points, 11 boards. Felix Okpara had a really good game, 10 points, 12 boards. Jalen Carey had 10 points and 9 boards on the night as well. And then, of course, you add in with that, Jacoby Gillespie had 18. To me, the guy of the night was Nate Ament. He was kind of, I would say it was a quiet amount of points that he had. And then, it's like I talked on SEC Network, and I turned it off just a minute ago, but I felt like in the overtimes he did look to take the game over, and it didn't look like he was forcing it either. I think you could make a case that tonight was Nate Ament's best game as a Vol so far. And, we can sit here and say what we want on it. And like I said, he said it just a minute ago. It's his fourth 20-point game of the season. I said it Saturday after the loss to Florida where there weren't many positives. But I said the one positive may be Nate Ament started to get it going where maybe not many others did. But I said maybe that will carry over to the rest of the season. It most certainly carried over to tonight. I thought he was more assertive, more aggressive. Thought he played a really good game. And again, I thought in those overtime periods, he kind of carried that team along the way. But, again, their ability to control the rebounds, to control the boards. I thought Boswell had a really good game. Again, Okpara. Gillespie had his moments. But, man, I'll tell you, that last minute of regulation was not his finer moments. He had 2 bad turnovers. And, we can probably debate the second one. I think Fishback said Okpara's got to go get that one. I don't know what Okpara is supposed to do. The ball was up. The Texas A&M guy batted it off the board. And, the play before that where Gillespie turned it over, those can happen with under a minute. Tennessee had, 2 free throws. Let's see, Ament missed 1 of 2. Boswell missed 1 of 2. Fortunately, they were able to get the ball at the end. Gillespie, decides to do a pull up, basically a step back 3 with somebody right on him. Not his finest moment. And again, I'm nitpicking because 18 points. He had a good game tonight. But, the big thing too is on the night when you look at 19 turnovers again, just they turned it over way too much. This team does. The turnover battle, they lost it. A&M only turned it over 13-19. On the night, I apologize for yawning. I'm ready for bed, guys. But points off turnovers 2018, so not a big difference there. But again, I look back on the rebound difference. That was just huge tonight. Points in the paint, Tennessee 34-22, another break on that, or I say another break, another advantage that they had tonight. Percentage-wise, A&M was 66, 36%. Tennessee 25 of 67. 3-pointers, A&M 13 of 43, 30%. Tennessee 6 of 24. And it seemed like for a stretch of time, anytime Tennessee would get something going, A&M would come back with a 3. And finally at the end, they kind of cooled off a bit. Kind of interesting the minutes distribution tonight as I go through this as well, because Gillespie 48, Boswell 43. Dwayne Brown started, only played 5 minutes tonight. Ament 43 minutes, Akpara 38, Evans 11, Estrella only 9 minutes. I mean, the thing with Estrella too, he had 3 turnovers in 9 minutes. I think JP Estrella is one of the most talented players on this team right now. It's just not jiving for him. Jalen Carey, 21 minutes. How about him going with Troy Henderson tonight, 22 minutes? And how about Troy Henderson too? You can see, and here's what I like about Troy Henderson. He's not afraid to take the shot. They hit him with, just over a minute to go in regulation, down by 2, and he hits a big 3 to put them up. I love it. He was 3 out of 6 tonight, 2 out of 5 from 3-point range. He had 1 assist, 1 rebound, no assist. Interesting to me that a lot of the lineups at the end was Troy Henderson, Jacoby Gillespie, Bishop Boswell, Nate Ament, Felix Akpara. I thought that was very, very interesting. Then they kind of, would interchange. Jalen Carey would come in a little bit as well. But I think the fact that they had the confidence to go with Troy Henderson tonight, I think was pretty cool. And he rewarded them with some big shots as well. Again, I look at it with this team. You needed a win after what happened Saturday. Saturday was not your finest moment of the season by any means. But again, you take the positive of Nate Ament. It carried over to tonight. Now you get Kentucky coming in this Saturday. How does this carry over? Does this get their confidence back going? Can Tennessee get, out of the 500 column? They're getting out of the 500 column one way or another. Can they get that win percentage over 500 this weekend in conference? And this A&M team, they were undefeated coming in. So, again, a nice win for them tonight. I still think Rick Barnes is figuring some things out with this, but the fact that Henderson got more minutes tonight, you saw he's pretty set on Akpara. He's pretty happy with Akpara and what he does. And I know a lot of times we say, well, he doesn't have the offensive game of JP Estrella, but Akpara, tonight 10 points, 12 boards on it. Did have a couple turnovers. He was 4 or 5 at the free throw line. He hit some big shots tonight. That was a good game. It was a needed game for him because I thought he struggled a little bit lately. With Gillespie, he gets his points. 5 out of 19, 2 out of 11. But you want him shooting it. You want him shooting the ball. He's not afraid to. Either Boswell with 13-11. Nice night for him. He had a little bit of a rough go at it against Florida. He had some moments tonight, a little bit rough, but overall, man, he made some big plays tonight. Had some steals, just had some plays that were, really key for this team down the stretch. But, the fact that Ament has put together a couple of what I think is really good games in a row, especially tonight, the way that, the expectations for him were so sky high this year. And has he met him? We can't sit here and say, has he been bad, though? No, he hasn't. He's been good. You looked at his averages. His averages are good. The fact is that the ceiling was put so high for him that it's been hard to live up to. But, he's been good for Tennessee. Let's make no mistake about that. But I expect this team to come out Saturday like their hair is on fire. I really do. I think getting that win tonight the way they did, maybe not playing their best in certain moments. Some things, phenomenal. The rebounding was phenomenal tonight. Free throw shooting, I'll take 74% with this team. Would I like it to be more in the 80s? Yes. Beggars can't be choosers when we've seen some of the nights that we've seen out of it, though. But, again, I'm interested to see how this team now, with that win, with that bounce back, a hard-fought win as well, how they bounce back Saturday at noon against Kentucky. And for this team, too, you play Kentucky Saturday at noon, you get a week off until Saturday a week when you go to Alabama for a later game at 8:30 on that night. Happy for this team. proud of this team tonight for their fight. Yeah, I've been upset at times with them. Saturday against Florida, I said I'm not going to overreact. They just got their butts kicked on Saturday, just plain as that. And sometimes it takes that to get things turned around. Maybe it was a little slow going tonight, but the fact that they didn't give up. They kept fighting. They got down at a couple times close to 10 points and kept battling. So we'll give old Backwoods, Tennessee, he was in the house tonight for that game. We'll give him the credit. He willed them to victory tonight there as well. But, any portal stuff, there's been plenty of portal stuff with football today. I've really kind of been looking for quarterback names, and there's nothing out there. So I have some portal stuff tomorrow on there. And, of course, baseball is right around the corner. Practice has started. I'm probably going to look at getting some previews out here real soon on that. I want to get ahead of things on it because some previews are out. Of course, Perfect Game is ranked the Vols third. D1 baseball come out and ranked them 14th. That's a little bit of a discrepancy in rankings. I'm leaning towards, I think, closer to third than I am 14th. But I'm glad somebody went 14th. That gives them a little bit of something to prove others wrong. To wrap this thing up, this is Frank, House of Orange. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you when I see you.